Guys, welcome back to the show and a very happy and Merry Christmas to everyone and a Happy New Year. I'm joined in studio with James Connelly, the truth, three-time champion, three-time bare-knuckle boxing champion. How are you feeling? How's everything?
Everything's going good. Good. A couple of weeks from the fight now, so just like finishing up camp for the fight. Yeah,
B BYB Extreme 35, I think, isn't it? Um, number
yeah.
35.
BYB Fight Marcus. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
I mean, January the 11th is just around the corner, isn't it? Was it January
yeah.
the
Two
9th?
2 weeks yesterday. 2 weeks yesterday was so not this Saturday. The Saturday after that.
Look, all things aside, I've had LT Nelson, Lawrence T. Nelson on the show before. I've heard the interviews, I've heard your interviews, what you spoken, what you think about him. But I'm asking you now, when it's just me and you, what do you make of your opponent? What do you think about him?
Oh, he's top level, any old Nelson. He's high level. And I've fought him before, and I've watched his fights before that, and I saw what he's done since my fight. It's a high level fighter, you know what I mean? And, as I say, mate, of interview, you have to be prepared for him. This is and that's why I've just spent freaking I'm doing 11-week training camp for this, man. I'm 9 weeks deep in training camp. I've had no Christmas or nothing. So these are the things you have to do to be getting ready for an opponent like that. So high level, very high level.
You guys were fought before, so you already okay. Think I can say safely that you already had a taste of what he's like in the ring or the trigon there with you. But on that last bout, just exactly what happened. I saw you fought really well in that fight, but the result was a draw. Um, was it happen? And just another thing, you guys were you weren't exactly best of friends before because I remember that clip. You guys had a serious falling out backstage or so.
Yeah, that was the Wayne that was on the day before the fight. And obviously, I had to make weight, so I've had nothing to eat or drink since 9 o'clock the night before, and obviously the Wayne was at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, and obviously as he's coming, he had a little moan, a little bit, man. I clocked onto it, and obviously I was thinking to myself, and then obviously he started from there. He told me, he said something like that, motherfucker, to me, something like that, mate. And I said, you lucky you don't get slapped. That's how that started, really. But more out of hunger than anything, that really, you know what I mean? That's why I've already snapped that much. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been bothered with it, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's it afterwards. But yeah, then we went to Florida when they'd done the merger with BKB and BYB. He was over there 5 days. I spent every day with him, you know what I mean? So it was a fight that was always going to happen between him, especially after the first one. I know the first one was a draw, and everyone says, "Oh, James won it, whatever." But I look at it like it sets it up for this fight. You know what I mean? Like what I've done since, what he's done since, and then we've done the full circle, and now I get to go there and do it properly this time without no judges and stuff like that.
Um, how has fight camp been? I mean, yeah, you already said that for the past a couple of weeks, even Christmas, even Christmas Day, Boxing Day, you didn't even. Okay, I know you got a fight coming up, but you didn't even treat yourself just to maybe just once or twice to a drink, to a meal, nothing at all.
Wow. Don't get me wrong, and I've never been a bad eater where I need to keep myself away from those. Don't get me wrong, and I've put out all the carbs now. Like, but I'm not a guy that balloons up out of weight. And you know what I mean? Realistically, I'm finding that 75 kilogram, and I'm walking around about 80. Realistically, you know what I mean? So it's only 10 pounds I have to lose, and they don't take much from me, mate. So I can have that meal and stuff like that. I try not to stay away. I do like the odd cake and stuff like that But I really eat the food that's going to be able to get me through the training sessions. You know what I mean? Like, but now he's come to the point now. He's like, it's no carbohydrates, water only. You know what I mean? For this last couple of weeks now, but yeah,
I think it was the last fight you had with LT Nelson. I think if I'm reckoning, just so I don't get this wrong, that was your debut fight on the US scene. But then BKB had been bought up by BYB, I think, isn't it?
yeah. That was my first fight, man. August 10th, 2023, Miami. That was. Uh, yeah, it's funny about that as well because I was supposed to be. I trained 8 weeks for Desmond Green, who's a southpaw. Like literally, all my sparring partners were southpaws for 8 weeks. 3 weeks before he gets changed to Nelson. Uh, Desmond Green pulled out for whatever reason, and then Nelson, he comes to me with two names. Jim Freeman done. He comes to me with Nelson and someone I've never heard of before. First one I chose was Nelson. You're gonna get more out of beating Nelson than anyone else.
What was that like? I mean, that's the first fight, first bout under a completely different promotion as brought out the old promotion. What was it like? Because of course you're fighting in a new promotion, and of course you're fighting in a new senior environment, new culture. Was any change in the fact the way that the new company does things and compared to the old company? Have there been any changes at all that you like and some that you don't like?
Uh, oh no, sorry, mate. What? As far as the change is concerned, what I disliked and didn't like.
Yeah, there's in that
Well,
first bout
obviously,
because
the major difference is obviously you're in a triangle, which is not a ring, and then the other thing is the 3 minute rounds instead of the 2 minute rounds. You know, I didn't care. I got into the sport bare knuckle to fight. Just happened to be in the ring that time, and now it happens to be in the trigon. And sometimes you got to go against the grain. If I have to fight in the trigon to get to do this stuff in America and then do what's happening to me, then fair. I mean, fair enough. I'll do it. But I never worried about the change. Like as I say, I just wanted to fight. I know a lot of other fighters did not carry on with the changeover and stuff. They went to BKFC and stuff like that. But as I say, man, like it's tough, man. Everyone has the right to make their own decisions as far as what they do, as far as who they fight for. But you got to realise that fighting in the smallest combat fighting service there is in the world with 3 minute rounds, you know what I mean, can be daunting for a lot of people. You know what I mean, especially if you're in it for the wrong reasons, especially if you want to be a poster boy. You know what I mean. But that you're made to have a fight in these things. You're gonna have a fight. I'm the only ever person in the BYB history to get a draw in it. It's known for a 90% knockout ratio, and I got a draw in the thing, you know what I mean? So that goes to show there that I don't mind about these rules and stuff like that. Like, I'll play into it to fight, and that's what I tend to do. But yeah, I never had a really big, I never had, nah, I didn't, I just saw bigger, more opportunities, you see, with them doing the merger and more fighters. And look at me now, man, like this is my third time fighting now in America. This is my fourth time being there through bare knuckle. I mean, about 2 years ago, I went through my time. I couldn't get couldn't get in America. So obviously, it was a BYB that set me on. I'm fighting in America. And now, my next fight, I'm headlining the show in New
Yes,
Mexico.
yeah. Mhm.
You know what I mean. So these are the things that I've got out of doing it. Some people are like, oh, forget that 3 minute round. So yeah, mate, it's all daunting and all that. To be honest with you, man, we're having bare knuckle fights and we're halfway across the world and stuff like that. I mean, it's not for everyone. So the change was a shock to some, but it weren't a shock to me. I got into this, and obviously with the fights I've had already from the start, it sort of prepared me for. You know what I mean? I don't mind having a little scrap and grab in the head nowadays. You know what I mean? I just take it back to like I was in school back in the day, like having playground fights and stuff. But yeah, I never had a problem with it, to be honest. Yeah.
So for you, you just had to, because you knew what you wanted, you knew why you're doing this, you knew why you started this. For you, you just had to adapt because that trigon, looking at it, you really got. There's really no, there's really very little play room to maneuver, to rest, to do whatever.
Yeah.
It's very tight corners, tight space.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a fight in there. Like remember with the ring and stuff like that, when you get the classy boxers, they can use. I mean, it's called ring generalship. You'll be able to maneuver around that ring and that. In this thing, you're gonna have a fight.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in a position where you're gonna have to show something else. That's why it's got a 90% knockout ratio because these fights do not last. My last fight in the Trigon, I won by second round knockout. So you're going to engage with people more in this sort of sport. So it will separate a lot of separate, mate. Like come on, like say, come and try 3 minute rounds in bare knuckle and come and see if you think you're hard enough. You know what I mean? We'll see then. We'll see if you can get away for the 2 minutes. So I love it. I do, mate. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? If it was easy, everyone would do it, wouldn't they?
It's the first for me speaking with you, James.
Yeah.
Can you give a bit of a backstory on yourself and how you got into combat sports and then niche into bare knuckle boxing?
Just basically, I've been fighting all my life, but amateur boxing from the age of 10. Had 60 odd amateur boxing fights. Like, I had a lot, like, that's all I wanted to ever do. I wanted to become a boxing, like, world championship boxer. I wanted to travel the world doing the boxing side of it. That's my first love, you know. No, no bare knuckle fighter that is in this world today ever grew up wanting to be a bare knuckle fighter. I mean, that's just crazy. Like, I'm doing something right now that no one can come up to me and tell me that they wanted to grow up to be a bare knuckle fighter. So, um, yeah, so I saw that now, and obviously I was fought all my life, and I ended up in jail, got 6 years in jail. I come out of there when I was 28, and obviously I was searching around. I was with Kane Baker, if you know about Kane Baker.
Yeah.
I was with him. I was going to go pro boxing with him. I set up with his manager and stuff like that. And obviously, I looked on the YouTube and I saw the bare knuckle. This was 2018. This was. I remember contacting the manager. I remember Ricky Naldo was doing so. Contacted Jim Freeman, told him that I'm going to fight, and then next thing you know, man, in 2018, it rest is history. To be honest with you, you know that's how this come round. This fighting, you know. So I'm lucky in a way because you know I could have missed the boat. You know what I mean, I was 31 when I took up bare knuckle. I'm now been in it close to 7 years now, and I'm coming on to my 13th fight. You know, so I'm grateful for it, you know what I mean? Because I get to show my amateur experience, anything I would have wasted messing around when I was younger in my 20s. I managed to grab it when I was 31 through bare knuckle. And as I say, like, no one wanted to go to be a bare knuckle fight. It wasn't even heard of. This was the 1800s, man. Like, I mean, I was born in 1986, you know what I mean? When I come to this world, we want to do the boxing side of it. But yeah, that's it, mate. And to be honest with you, and then I got my gym. So I started bare knuckle in 2018. I got the gym in 2019. And all the me going back to fighting and training and staying off the streets and not causing trouble and stuff like that is I got them things that got me into training, started winning fights and stuff like that. And then obviously I got the gym. The gym's obviously grew through the bare knuckle and me training and winning titles now. My gym's blooming. You know what I mean? So but you know, as I say, I always say to myself, like I had to take up bare knuckle boxing to be able to do it. You know, like for me, there's many other things you could have took up, man. That maybe would got me same, but probably wouldn't have got me the same respect, let's say. But you know, look at me, like me, I managed to put it around by taking up one of the hardest sports there is out there. But that's it, really. I'm really doing something now that I should have done. You know, I've been in trouble all my life. She's been in trouble selling drugs. You know, it's been horrible. But as soon as I got the bare knuckle, mate, it sort of just put a bit of focus, a bit of vision, and I ain't stopped ever since, you know, which says but the way my career's gone.
The other aspects of it, you know, of course, when you're in there, unfortunately, sometimes you will get hit, and I have seen some fighters even after they won a bout, they don't look exactly the same as they did before the fight. Even that risk didn't put you off at all.
Nah, well, that's what the saying goes, man. You're gonna go swimming, you're gonna get wet, and you so you can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is another thing as well. Like, people don't understand. Like, it's a dangerous sport. It's not for everyone, you know, and it will separate people and stuff like that. So if you're caring about the way you look in your facial features and stuff like that, this is not a sport for you, you know. God, I mean, fucking hell, like, I've never broke my hands in a bare knuckle fight, and I haven't come out with major injuries, to be honest with you. I've done a couple of my fights where I've come out with unmarked. I've done 7 round, 2 minute round bare knuckle fights that come out with not a mark on me. I fought De Castro, who's known as the scrappy fighter. I've done 5 rounds with him, not come out with a mark on me. You know, so I haven't, and I never take that for granted either. You know, like there's no luck in it. You know, just when I'm in training camp, I'm looking. You know what I mean? I'm on the ball when that bell goes. I'm on the ball. So as I say, man, as I say, and you've had people come in. They have the first fight. They get hit with that first smack, and I've heard them in the back. Nah, man, that's not for me. That, you know, it's a whole different feeling and a glove and stuff like that. But you know, they say bare knuckles more safer, you know, it might cause more artificial injuries and stuff like that, but you see the damage straight away. Whereas we wearing a glove, you're getting pounded for rounds after round. You don't see the damage internally, you know what I mean? So you can take more of a battering by the glove, let's say, you know. But as I say, it's a dangerous sport, mate. And I've got my name not by shouting my mouth off and talking smack to people. It's through the hard work. So I knew how dangerous it was, you know. You know, look at my fights and look at the fight. I've had 2 fight of the years. Like, I've done well in the fighting game. Why? Because I know deep down, man, no one's susceptible to getting knocked down. No one's susceptible to getting the jaw broken, the eyes split, and especially not me. So, and that's what I do. So, the people that come in with that half-heartedness, and I say, you know, everyone, each their own. I say I don't question anyone. Like you crack on and be who you want to be, but if you're a person like that, I see it all the time now. The one bare-knuckle fight, next thing you know, the King Kong. I'm like, whoa, I don't say anything. I'm like, be careful, man. And then they have the second one. Boom, they might get their eye cut or something like that. You never see him again. So yeah, it does separate a lot for this man. But as I say, man, I don't like choosing saying I was born to fight. I was, and I'm doing something that I can handle. You know, and I can deal with. You know, so I'm pleased for that.
James, do you think that maybe your past, the fact that you did spend some time in prison, kind of trained you not to need to talk so much? I mean, I was going to ask you about trash talking, and it's something that you do see other fight promotions do, especially the UFC and so on. That you see the fighters be going at it in the press conference before the fight, and then the fight day comes, and then one of them unfortunately gets humbled. But do you think that you don't do so much with the trash talking? You let your fighting in the ring or the trigon rather do the talking for you, and then when you come out the winner, then people tend to shut their mouths and naysayers keep quiet.
Yeah, we got to understand controversy sells, doesn't it? Controversial stuff
Yes,
sells.
yes, yeah.
You know, people want to be this Conor McGregor, just want to be that Conor McGregor, and I want to talk. I'm not that person. You know, like I don't like. I'm not. I've never been. I think I just don't like it, to be honest with you, man. I mean, as I say, it's a serious, dangerous sport, mate. And as I say, my resume shows I've went in there and had it. I've never cowered. I never went like that. So when I look at it, I don't need to be talking smack, mate. I've never wanted my career come out with this smack talking and felt like I got myself anywhere because of the smack talk, you know. What do I need to say? I'm going to beat this guy, and then when I beat him, they think I'm some sort of superstar or something. You
Mm.
know, like, don't get me wrong. We don't get paid enough money. We ain't got the millions in this game at the moment for us to be selling fights like that. Give me more money. Come up to me personally, to the management, and said, right, you're going to get extra X if you sell this fight. You might see a little bit more smack talk, a bit more humour from me, let's say. You know, as far as the fighting, I wouldn't be like going to pure disrespect on him. But, you know, if I thought that's going to hurt me, but it doesn't, you know, and I know that deep down. So I don't smack talk because it's not me as far as when the fighting's concerned, you know. And I don't like, and I see a lot of it getting done for other people. You know, if you're like an erratic guy and you telling people I'm going to smash your head in, and you're really that guy, then you're going to go in there and smash someone's head in. But if you're there and you've got a crowd of people around you and you want to feel like the need to say I'm going to smash your head and I'm going to do that, and you don't believe it, mate, they're the people that get humbled. You know what I mean? They're the people that are sitting there at the end of it, man, because they ain't that person they're talking about. You know, so no, no,
Yeah.
exactly that. So I think, and I'm not that person. You know, I like to keep my head in the sand, get in my training, and go to death, win, lose or draw. I have no excuses. You know, there's nothing more I could have done. My training camp's cocked. There's no more runs. There's no more situations where I've got sick. I couldn't have done nothing more in my training camps. I mean, as I say, I've been in training camps now for 9 weeks. I haven't missed a day. You know, I've died. I've been sick for 3 days while I've been in this. I got over that. You know, nothing was stopping me. You know what I mean? And I ain't going to start talking smack and have my name put out there like some chump. Because you never know what's going to. We ain't Notre Dame. You don't know what's going to happen in a fight. You know, these are bare knuckle fights. You know, if you're naive to think that you're going to go in there without getting touched and all that, then they're the people that will get humbled. So you know, I don't know what's going on. So you can set yourself up for the firing line just because you want to be this sort of guy. You know, you're an
Mm.
idiot. You're shit. Oh, but I'm going to smash your head in and so on. Start saying all that to the person, and then you end up getting your head smashed in. You know what I mean? Because you're doing it for different reasons, and I'm not doing it. I fight for myself. I don't fight for my family, my daughters. I don't do anything for anyone. I do it for myself. Because when I'm sitting there and I've got them black eyes and I've got to deal with all them, my hands swollen and all the shit I've been through in this game, then I'm the only one. I'm the only one. I'm the only one who's gonna have to deal with that myself, and I've had to deal with it myself. I've been there when I couldn't do my shoelaces up for a week and a half after the fights and stuff like that. I couldn't do my trousers up, and you know you're in this slump and you're down and stuff like that. I mean, them people that you're trying to act bad in front of, and they're tapping you on the shoulder then, and I know that. And I don't need that. I don't want it. You know, I ask for nothing in this game. I'll go and have a fight. You know what I mean? And that my name will always stay like that. So now I don't think the smack talk needs, especially for someone like me. You know, if I started smack talking and all that, you know, he wouldn't sit right with me. It doesn't resonate right with me, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. I feel like I'm being a chump. You know, like it'll make me, if I talk smack, it'll make me go on a run. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have to back up that smack. You know what I mean? Like, but I'll just keep my mouth closed and God help them come fight night. So I look at it like, I'll get my mindset in training camp, whereas at the end of it, I'd hate to fight someone like me. Like, God, my God, come that January 11th when I'm getting in that ring, I'd hate to fight someone because I'm not going to stop and I've put my life. like my sacrifice for Christmas, no New Year's. There's no going out. There's no pint. I ain't been around anything. I've just spent 3 days in Wales with Agent Sheeran, Limphy Valley Boxing Club up here. I come up here to get out of the way from Birmingham. Like, I've had no Christmas. I don't want it. You know, my birthday's on February 26th. The fight's in January. I'll have my birthday and Christmas just then, you know. But that's why I don't talk to smack talk. So I ain't doing all this and putting all this work in for me to start wearing my mouth off and then, you know, could get fucking smashed on the first punch by Nelson. Guess what James Connelly now looks like? Fucking goes down to the drain, mate. And they deserve to do that because they're not being real to themselves. And look at my name, the truth. You know what I mean?
I want to get onto that in just a moment, but you mentioned Conor McGregor. I don't think anyone really wants to be Conor McGregor at the moment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I hear that now, but mate, it's only what up till a month ago. A month ago, everyone wanted to be this guy, Conor McGregor. And all due respect, each their own, but people try and be because basically what people want, but they don't know. They don't want what they don't want to go through what it took to get there. You know what I mean? They want to be this shouting the mouth off, think they're going to earn loads of money, and they end up getting themselves punched in. You know what I mean? Because there's serious people out there, mate. You can't mess with. Just tell me, Nelson. What do you think I'm going to be saying to Nelson? Going to Nelson, going, I'm going to smash your head in. The guy who don't care less, who go and want to add the other, he's still going to go there and he's going to be like a war horse, man. He's going to come. So that's
Yeah.
smack talking and messing around. I mean, Muhammad Ali trying to get into people's heads and all that, man. Them days are done, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need it, to be honest with you. So they know when I know fighters out there, mate, and I'm at the top of my game at the moment. When they're fighting James Connelly, they know they're in for a fight. The best train hard. They're going to get no shit off me, and I don't expect no shit. And I don't have it, to be honest with you, mate. I don't really. Fighters are respectful to me, and I am to them. So it's but it boils down to this, to be honest with you, mate. It's a dangerous game, and all that mouthing, all that, man. I'll try that fucking. You asking for trouble, let's say, you know.
I'm gonna ask you something. It's gonna be maybe a bit off topic, but it's still gonna be relevant to our discussion. Your last bat with Nelson back at BYB 19,
Yeah.
that was a draw. Now there has been something going around on social media recently about AI judging in combat sports. Now, what do you think about that? Just to get your opinion on that.
It's terrible, isn't it? But but I'm not naive enough to know why things happen. You know, you got to understand one thing. When I went over to America, I was supposed to 8 weeks train for Desmond. I'm over there. I've chosen Nelson out of 2 people that they sent me. Right, you can either fight him for not a title, or you can fight Nelson. Remember, Nelson's been knocking out all these guys. You know. So going over there, what was your question? Sorry, mate. So just got to forget the end of it then.
No, um, AI judging in mixed martial arts, it's something that's been going
Yeah,
around on
so you
social
got to
media.
understand. I've gone over there. I've had 5 rounds with the guy who smashed up 3 other BKB fights before. I'm on his promotion. I'm still fighting for BKB, and I've won the fight.
Mhm.
You know, so they're thinking, oh no, mate, that referee was on his side so much. I was like, what the fuck? He ain't throwing no punches or say there was nothing going on. There wasn't no splitting up. Stop holding. I'm like, no, I'm not just going to stand there in front of him and let him swing at me when there's no shots. He might just catch me off guard. But this is what was going on. There was all like, don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying there was all on Nelson's side. You know what I mean? I'm not even saying that. You know, but you can understand where they're coming from. This Connelly's supposed to come over here and just get smashed out like the rest of them. But you know, I had other ideas, mate. To be honest with you, no cockiness or anything. I had different ideas. Gone over there, I thought, nah, he's having it. And that's what you saw. But they stuck it a draw. Anyone with the right mind can watch that fight and understand it wasn't a draw. And I never bang on about it, mate. You know what I mean? Whatever. You
I hate when this happens.
know, like,
Uh,
same with the Sweeney. Like, I don't need to be saying my mouth out about wins and that. Go and look at the comments. Go, would you want to fight on YouTube, let's say, and it's out there for everyone to see with 100,000 views on there? And all the telling, man, oh, nah, Sweeney lost that one, or nah, that wasn't a draw. Connelly won that. That's all I need. That's all I need. I don't need to be shouting to the world, man. I know deep down I won them fights, so that's all I want. That's all I need. You know what I mean? I had the fight and I won the fight, you know. But
do
yeah, the
you?
judging, man, as I say, I think, that, you know, and look what he done, that draw. If I would have beat him then, I don't think it was being as spicy, this rematch, you know what I mean? It's spicy now, like, made me get up every, you know what I mean? Made me get up and, I won't miss a session. I'm there, you know what I mean? Because the spiciness of the rematch,
Yeah.
you know, like, it's a great fight, you know what I mean? I'm proud to be involved in it, you know what I mean? It's high level. I'm headlining the show. I'm from Northfield in Birmingham. I'm headlining the show in America, mate. Doesn't matter how to look at it. I'm headlining the show against for another world title. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for it all, mate. You know what I mean? I tend to go in there and he's going to get 100,000,000% of me in that ring. You know what I mean? There's no carrying. There's no getting tired. I ain't even got time to be tired, getting tired with someone like him. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter, mate. You know what I mean? He's proven his worth as well. But, you know, it's up to me to put the nail in the coffin, mate. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm going to do some damage. Otherwise, I'm getting the damage put to me, you know. And that's exactly how I see it, you know. Take nothing for granted in this game, man. Don't be a smack talker unless you really are that erratic. You know, some people are funny with it. You get Tyrone, the big tall Tyrone and Leaf, who come out dressed like the Joker. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems stuff like that is nice to me. That's hilariously funny that you're that guy. Oh, you can't see me in a Joker's outfit. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't fucking fit into the thing. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, that's not me as a person. So that's why I don't come out with the smack talk. Stuff to do with Jan and stuff like that. It's just, I've been boxing since the age of 10. You know, I didn't have arguments with people. I got so much trouble in school for just attacking straight away. Like, people just say something to me, bang, I used to throw a punch straight away. There was no talking about it. And I think that's just come on to me later in life. And then obviously I'm more mature now where I don't get into them situations. But at the same time, I'm not going to carry it over into my professional life, you know what I mean? Like, as far as the fighting, you know, because, you know, it's Connelly, I built up a good name in the Bareknuckle, and I don't want to be going there talking smack and mugging my family name off and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And, you know, I've got a good name in this Bareknuckle and intend to keep it that way.
Okay, the question initially I asked was artificial intelligence judging. What do you think about it? Because if we had something like that in combat sport, especially mixed martial arts, bare knuckle boxing, then probably situations such as draws or no contest would ever happen because you have to have an outcome. You must have a winner, you must have a loser. I mean, what do you think about that?
I saw that AI scoring for the UFC Fury fight. Was it 118, 112, something like that?
Mm.
So 108, 112. I don't know. You know, you got three guys at the ring that all can have different aspects. This is how you win a fight. That guy has hit that guy with more shots than he hit that guy. Okay? And
Yeah.
obviously, they're scoring shots. That's all they should be. But other judges are like this. That guy was more aggressive. That guy boxed better on his back foot. They'll give you rounds for being more aggressive. You know, that's a fact. You know, I've had other judges at BKB say before, oh, he was a bit more aggressive or this. I'll still look at him shaking my head thinking, mate, in this game about if I put more damage on him and he puts on me and it's clean to see with the clean shots, why are you not just scoring it for that person? But there's a lot of politics, mate, you know, don't get involved in it. Look at my decisions that I had. It's just against Sweeney, against Nelson. You know, their wins there for me have been taken away from judges and I've never even moaned once about them. Never once. Why? Because I've been falling on deaf ears. You know, let everyone else moan about it like they've done. All the fans around, they were moaning about the draw more than I've done. I let them do their job. You know, in a way, like they was pissed off about that. I was pissed off, but the worst person that could come moan about it is me. You know, imagine me on social media. Look, they'll rob me like, mate, I'm not that guy, man. You know, even Jim said fair play. So you kept my mouth closed. I said, mate, listen, I can't be asked, mate. Like the people will speak, and they did. They did the comments and all that, man, and all the fights. Like, I'm deep down in my heart of hearts. If I didn't think I'd win the fight, I don't want to shut my mouth. I don't care. You know, we have a fight, it's over and done with. You know what I mean? Hopefully we come out all right because it's a dangerous sport. But well, I'm not going to sit there and dwell on it, mate. So I mean, you know. So yeah, that's it.
So you were saying about just going back to what you said about what happened, how you felt, how the whole thing felt when you went to have your debut in the US on at BYB 19. Did it feel like that their plan was for you to, let's say, go in there and probably lose, and then their guy would come out the winner? Is that what it felt like?
Well, I wouldn't say now. I wouldn't say there's no conspiracy or nothing like that, mate. I don't think people have thinking that. But you got to understand now, I'm going over there on his promotion. He's the man, you know. And I went in there and I've done the performance that I'd done, you know. And they give me a draw. Why would that's what it is. But now I wouldn't say there's a conspiracy, mate. I wouldn't say there's nothing like going on there. I don't know what it is, because we can see a lot lately with judges getting it completely wrong. Why? But you know, they're starting to come out with never mind the AI. You're on about some people have to come out and start explaining. The judges will have to start explaining their scorecards. You know, that's better. Explain the way, and you'll start seeing then like that one was more aggressive. That one was that you like, and then people understand the reason how they score the fights now. I mean, realistically, it should be on who takes the most damage. You know, like I hit that person with 20 punches, and I hit the other guy with 15. I've won that fight. You know, like, but they score different ways. So that's what you start seeing if they start expanding themselves. You start seeing reasons for aggressions and that being aggressive.
It has been suggested that this is for there's something suggested in terms of mixed martial arts and the UFC that perhaps maybe at the post-fight press
Can you hear me?
conference, I can hear you. The connection's a bit coming in there because you guys are on the move. But it has been suggested that maybe the judges for the fight should also sit in at the post-fight press conference and maybe.
I've stopped now. Yeah, I've stopped, mate. Yeah.
Okay, well, okay. Well, it has been suggested in the past that maybe the judges for the fight should also sit in
You've got
in
to
the.
understand, man. If they do that,
Yeah.
mate, you know what I mean? Like, if you got to understand, there are people coming after them, and and they're not gonna put people in the formal. That's what it really would happen. If it just start explaining the scorecard, imagine a guy that's out there that's lost loads of money on a fight they should have won money on. You know, you're going to put them in danger, mate. You know what I mean? Because everyone wants to get hold of these jobs, but that'd be dangerous. That would if you start letting them sit in post-fight press conferences and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, your connection kind of cut out a lot there because I think it probably wasn't stable at your end. Uh yeah, if you could just briefly repeat what you said because the connection really went out at your end.
what was the question again?
No, as I said, it has been suggested before in the past that the judges should sit in at the post-fight press conferences and explain why they made the decision they made, whether it's the winner for
Okay.
this fighter losing, then we decide on a contest or draw.
Yeah, well, basically, if they're going to do that, they're going to put them in harm's way, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
No,
you know what I mean? Like, if you find out who they are, some people are going to go, you know what I mean? I don't see it happening, to be honest with you. It's weird. It's a weird one, mate. You know what I mean? Because imagine if you put on loads of money on the fight and you lost money on that fight, and there's some like little old man or something like that just ruined, took money up for doing bullshit decisions or
mm.
whatever, and you know where he lives and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? People will react. People
Yeah,
would react. You know what I mean? So I see doing that, sticking him in post-fight press conferences and stuff like that. Then again, I don't really care, to be honest with you, mate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much they get paid for doing a job like that. You know what I mean? But you know, like, what do they actually get paid to worthy them sitting there? They should explain themselves, but I don't really care. Do you know the wickedest thing about this conversation is we're talking about judges and that. When I fight in something that's got a 90% knockout ratio, shouldn't even be going to judges. You know what I mean? like,
yeah.
all
I know
fucking
exactly, I know exactly what you mean.
yeah.
Um,
Don't let the judges be. Don't let the judges take them out of it, man.
definitely. Um, your nickname, The Truth. Can you give the backstory behind that? How did you earn it? Although I can say it's kind of obvious, but if you can tell me
Just
if
being a
not.
true fighter, you see, you know, when we first come through, decided saying, "Well, have you got a nickname or something like that?" And I just saw I thought of the truth, you know, of being a true fighter, you know. And as I say, stick with it, just keep my mouth closed and go and had fights and done 7 rounds and done 5 rounds against quality fighters and stuff like that. Like the truth, it just fits me right. If you're honest with you, I don't want to be called James Killer Connelly. You know what I mean? All this bullshit, man. So.
Yeah,
I'll stick with the truth, you know what I mean? Because it is the truth. You know what I'm trying to
yeah,
get at, you know what I mean?
no,
Start
of
coming out one
course.
of them mad names and that. It wouldn't sit well with me, man. Like, I think the truth fits me perfectly with how my career is and how I
Yeah,
am, you know. Like, if I say I'm going to come and have a fight, you know, I
yeah.
don't like to say stuff I don't really mean, to be honest with you. So I found the truth was fitting me well.
last but by no means least, will there be another question after this briefly? Any last words for your opponent, LT Nelson, in the run-up to fight day?
Nothing but respect at the end of the day. I like to look at it as like we're about to put a show on. It's a high level bare knuckle fight. And I do know him, and he's a friendly guy, and he's proper. You know what I mean? Like I can hang around with him 7 days of the week. You know what I mean? He's that much of a nice guy. I get on with the guy. But as I say, like that's with no animosity. Just I mean, I'm going in there to do damage, and he's trying to come do damage onto me. You know what I mean? So hopefully we both come out fresh. There's no major injuries and stuff like that. But just be ready for what's coming, because like as I say, man, I've got to defend myself by a two-time world champion who's smashing everyone at the moment, and they call him Smash. You know what I mean? Like I'm going over there to defend myself. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go all guns blazing. So and as I say, man, afterwards, man, we'll have the hug and we'll just be pals as we were before. There's nothing going to change on my end, and I know it's not going to change on his. Just let's have a good fight. You know what I mean? For the fans, it's the first fight in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're headlining the show. We've got a lot of interest in the fight and stuff like that. So I'm just proud. It's a good dance partner. To share this, you know what I mean, and do this at this level of fighting, and I get the headline of show and stuff like that. It's amazing, and respect to him. Nothing but respect. But when that first bell goes, I'm looking on doing damage. And
Oh,
the feelings mutual. You know what I mean?
for
That's
sure.
what it is with Nelson. I know him like he's sitting there thinking, so am I, so am I. So there's no bravado here, mate. It's just straight talk.
And for a three-time champion, I'm sure you have a long list of shout outs to give. People you want to give a shout out to.
My sponsors, Intech, Anco Scaffolding, Banks Barbers, DH Fitness and Therapy, Ryan Maguire. I'd say that, man. I can forget these freaking sponsors all the time, but I mean, it's a nightmare. Just keep on coming from left, right, and centre. Underfloor heating. I've got too many to name, but try and trim that up where I've lost life look decent, man. Because usually I forget my sponsors, man. They must be looking at me going, "What the fuck?" I'm like, well, I don't know. I forget my sponsors, man.
Uh, James, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you. I'm very, very grateful. This is an interview
Oh, you're
that
welcome.
I've been pushing for trying to get hold of you, but being a busy fighter like yourself, and when you're this successful, a lot of people are chasing you for for your time and your knowledge. So it's no surprise that it was hard to sit down and
Yeah.
get this interview done, guys. If
We got it.
you
We got it done in the end.
yes,
We might have been on the motorway. We might have been on the motorway doing it, but we got it done in the end. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean?
guys,
The pleasure.
if you watch this on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can also catch the audio version on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes as well. James, once again, thank you so much for coming on, and good luck for this
Thank
for Saturday the
you very
11th.
much, man. Yeah, anytime as well. I'll just contact me.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, and good luck for Saturday the 11th.
Saturday, 11th of January.
I look forward to seeing you stepping in the Trigon. Thank you.